forward to this somewhat. Although, I mean, I was a huge fan, and still am a huge fan of the Brendan Fraser mummy movies. So, high expectations, but this is a totally different vein that's somewhat less comedic. So it's going to treat it more, I guess, seriously, which I don't know if I like, but I guess we'll see.
Well, Tom Cruise is like the king of the action industry. And
He
does it well.
He does do it well. He just, I don't know, he pulls off that cocky bad boy thing very well.
Yes, he does.
For like some dude who's like 5'6". That's pequeño. That dude is little. And, you know, good for him for, you know, not letting us ever see that on screen.
Yeah.
Ever.
In terms of Brendan Fraser, it's a shame he didn't get more serious roles in his career. It's like basically the Mummy was like the only set of movies where he played a serious action role.
Serious action role.
He played a hero. He did it so well.
Yeah,
I would have really liked to see him in more roles like that.
Yeah, I mean, he sort of did that in Journey to the Center of the Earth. A lot of his stuff was, you know, campy comedy stuff, which he also pulled off very well in See No Man, George of the Jungle, and all that good stuff. He did play in Gods and Monsters, which was a very heavy role, and I think he did very well in that. You probably didn't see it. I saw it years and years and years ago. It was set, I think, back in the 60s, and he was an artist's model, and I think the artist was Ian McKellen. You should. It's a good movie. It's an excellent film, and it's a very serious role for Brendan Fraser, and he pulled it off very well. I mean, you know, Inkheart, good role.
So there's another role out there with Brendan Fraser as a hero.
Fraser.
What?
Not Fraser. He gets annoyed. I've seen interviews. And he's too nice a guy to be annoying with this. Fraser.
Yes, dear.
I don't know.
So what can we expect from the new movie?
Well, if the trailer is to be believed, there's a shadowy organization trying to monitor monster activity. And Russell Crowe apparently either heads that up or is some sort of a higher up in that, and I like Russell Crowe a lot. I don't think I've seen him do a bad role, although people will probably argue with that, but I like everything I've seen him in. Even Les Mis, and people tend to bash him a lot for that role, and I don't think that's entirely warranted. I mean, if you're a vocal purist, maybe he's not got the greatest singing voice on the planet, but I think he pulled off the role very well.
Yes. I mean, nobody is a perfect singer all the time.
No, definitely not. Not even me.
Not even you.
Yeah, I'm certain there's YouTube videos to prove that. And if there's not, there will be at some point. But yeah, it's some sort of shadowy organization. This seems not to be Egyptian, I guess. It seems like it's a different culture, which will be interesting. I like Sophia Boutella. I think that's who's playing the villainess. I like everything I've seen her in so far. So it seems like the cast is pretty stellar. The trailer is pretty good. And if they can tie this into, or it looks like what they're going to do is tie this into another series of films with the various Universal monster properties, my devout hope is that they bring Luke Evans back for the Dracula role in that, because I think he did an excellent job in Dracula Untold. I like that movie a great deal, and it'd be a crime not to let him reprise that role at least once. Considering how they set that up so well for a sequel, and it'd be just kind of a shame to squash that.
Assuming they make a sequel.
Assuming they do make a sequel. I mean, they definitely left the sequel hook at the end of that film, so if they didn't, it'd be kind of a shame. I mean, I don't know how well it did at the box office. I don't know whether it's considered a success or not, but I know that I liked it a lot, so I hope that there's more of that. And with Luke Evans in the lead role, preferably, because he's a great actor and pulls off the kind of the dark action roles a lot very well. I'm interested in seeing what they do with the Frankenstein and Frankenstein's monster sort of storyline in this universe they're trying to build. So I think we got an excellent version of that in Victor Frankenstein with Daniel Radcliffe and James McAvoy. I liked that movie. That had a lot of comedy elements and a serious story, and it seemed like it tried to ground the science a little bit more than it usually does.
Crazy twist at the end. That was insane.
Remind me?
Bad. You don't like it when I give spoilers.
I've seen Victor Frankenstein.
Yeah, but maybe somebody
Oh, I see what you're saying. To the folks who might be watching this travesty unfold. Right.
Yeah, it was insane though. It was probably narcissistic to say the least.
Well, to say the very least. But I think that role calls for a bit of a narcissistic approach to it, because, I mean, I'm going to create life in my own image. Yeah, you can't be a humble man when you're trying to become God. So, well done, James McAvoy, for being crazy. Excellent work.
For playing a crazy person.
It's got to come from somewhere. You saw Split.
Yes, I did.
It's got to come from somewhere.
Yes. That was crazy.
That was good stuff. That was good stuff.
Lord.
I'm excited to see where that goes also, but we're veering off topic somewhat. But, yeah, it'd be interesting if they tied Victor Frankenstein and so forth into that. I know that The Mummy is supposed to be kind of the jumping off point for the Universal Monsters universe, but it'd be kind of a shame not to incorporate the two that have been made recently that kind of would fold together well for that. So, I don't know. I'm hoping that miracles happen and we just get more of, Daniel Radcliffe as Igor and James McAvoy as Victor Frankenstein and Luke Evans as Dracula, because that would be spectacular to have all of them in a movie. Well, probably not all of them, considering that the Victor Frankenstein stuff happened in the 1890s. So, I don't know. I suppose it's possible to, in universe, make that work, that we could get Tom Cruise in a movie with all of these people. I would really enjoy that. Just shut up and take my money. That's where I would be with that. But yeah, so I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm excited for this truck to move out of my way.
You just run.
There's no one over there? Oh.
Oh, I see. There's someone walking.
I'm excited for this Mazda to stop tailgating me. What are you doing, bro? Drafting only works when I'm going faster than I'm going.
Smile, you're on camera.
Sort of. We might get a little bit of him. The exposure on this camera is not great. He can't hear me. Probably. Alright, now if you want to speed around me, now's your chance. Good boy.
What could they possibly have to do so urgently on a Sunday afternoon?
I have no idea. I forgot the milk. America. I don't know. Nobody in this valley can drive properly. We've established that. Anyway, I feel like I've been dominating the conversation. Have you anything to say for yourself?
I would if I had studied the movie before we came out today, but this was kind of a last-minute decision to catch the movie. So
I didn't study it. I've seen the trailer. That's about the extent of it.
It's kind of my job. I study movies.
Okay, that's not my fault.
Your face.
Your face.
I think there'll be, obviously, some dynamic of good versus evil.
Clearly, you have to have that or your movie doesn't really go anywhere.
If there's some kind of organization behind the scenes, obviously, whoever, Tom Cruise works for himself, and he'll have two forces to fight, the mummy itself and the organization.
And given the trailer, it seemed like they had a somewhat antagonistic relationship with Tom Cruise's character.
Yeah.
But I don't think they were behind the mummy either. It seems like Tom Cruise's little group is what raised that up. So, yeah. We'll see how this goes. It seems like it might be a fairly complicated set of plot threads. So
his future wife does a week mummy.
No, not this time.
It's like,
Don't read from the book.
okay. I'm going to read from the book.
What did I just say?